money. For some, it's a source of constant stress. For others, it's an exciting game of opportunities. And for a small group of people, it's a tool, something they use with clarity and intention to build the life they truly want.
But what separates these groups? Why is it that two people with the same income can end up with totally different results? The final secret? The final secret you'll discover at the end of this video is the one that can truly change your financial destiny and maybe even your life. So stick with me until the very end, because what you'll find there might be the key you've been looking for. That's the question Sofia Macias set out to answer in her best-selling book, Pequeño Cerdo Capitalista, or Little Capitalist Pig, as it's often translated. Don't be fooled by the playful title. This book is a masterclass in personal finance, and today we're going to explore its most powerful lessons. But remember, the most transformative insight, the one that truly holds the power to make you happy with money, comes at the very end of this video. Chapter 1. The Mindset Shift. The very first lesson in Little Capitalist Pig isn't about savings accounts, investments, or debt. It's about mindset. Sofia Macias argues that most people approach money with fear, guilt, or avoidance. They either spend recklessly without thinking, or they freeze, too scared to make any financial moves at all. And here's the shocking truth. Your mindset shapes your financial reality even more than your salary does. Think about it. If you believe money is evil, you'll subconsciously push it away. If you think you're bad with money, you'll sabotage your own attempts to save or invest. So Macias' first challenge is this. Stop seeing money as a monster and start seeing it as a tool. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that money controls you instead of the other way around? That's the trap of a poor mindset. But the moment you flip the script and realize that money is just energy, just a resource, you start taking control. And before we move on, let me remind you, if you're enjoying these insights so far, hit that subscribe button. We're diving deep into books and ideas that can completely transform your future. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Chapter 2. The Emergency Fund, Your Safety Net. Now that the mindset shift is in place, we move to the practical. One of Macias' strongest recommendations is building an emergency fund. Sounds boring, right? But here's the twist. Imagine this. You lose your job tomorrow. Your car breaks down the next day, and then a medical bill arrives the day after. For most people, this sequence of events would destroy their finances. But for someone with an emergency fund, it's just inconvenient. That's the suspenseful difference. Your future can go down two completely different paths depending on whether you have this safety net or not. Macias suggests setting aside at least 3 to 6 months of expenses in a separate account, untouchable except for true emergencies. This one move turns financial chaos into financial resilience. Chapter 3. Budgeting without the pain. Budgeting. The word alone makes most people want to run away. But in Little Capitalist Pig, budgeting isn't about punishment or cutting out all fun. Instead, Macias reframes it as conscious spending. She encourages you to categorize your money into different jars: needs, savings, investments, fun, and even generosity. And here's where it gets exciting. Budgeting isn't about saying no to coffee, trips, or that jacket you love. It's about saying yes to those things, but without guilt, because you've already planned for them. The suspense here is that most people avoid budgeting because they think it's restrictive. But in reality, budgeting is what gives you freedom. It's the roadmap that lets you live fully today without sacrificing your tomorrow. Chapter 4. Debt, the Silent Thief. Now we arrive at one of the darkest villains in the financial story: debt. Debt is tricky because at first it feels harmless, even helpful. A credit card here, a loan there. But slowly, almost invisibly, it grows. Until one day you realize that you're working for the bank instead of yourself. Macias is crystal clear. Not all debt is bad, but most people misuse it. Good debt is the kind that helps you grow, like a mortgage for a property that increases in value, or a loan for education that boosts your earning potential. Bad debt is consumer debt, credit card balances, high-interest loans, anything that funds lifestyle inflation. Here's a suspenseful question. How much of your future are you giving away every time you swipe your card? Because every dollar borrowed today is $2 or $3 less tomorrow. Chapter 5. Saving versus Investing. Here's where things get really interesting. Saving is essential, but it's not enough. If you only save, inflation will eat away at your money. Your $1,000 today will be worth less in 10 years. That's why Macias insists on learning about investing. She doesn't mean becoming a Wall Street trader overnight. She means understanding the basics: mutual funds, stocks, bonds, and compound interest. And here's the suspenseful part. The earlier you start, the more magic happens. Someone who invests $100 a month starting at age 20 could retire with millions, while someone who waits until 40 might only have a fraction of that, even if they invest more each month. It's not about timing the market, it's about time in the market. Oh, and hey, quick pause. If you've made it this far, I'd love for you to drop a comment below. Tell me, do you consider yourself more of a spender, a saver, or an investor right now? Let's get the conversation going, because I'll be replying to as many comments as I can. Chapter 6. Financial Goals That Actually Work. A lot of people set financial goals like this: I want to be rich, or I want to save more. But those goals are vague, blurry, and uninspiring. Macias teaches us to make goals specific and emotional. Instead of I want to save, say I want to save $10,000 in 2 years so I can travel across Europe without worrying about money. Do you see the difference? One is just numbers, the other is a dream you can actually feel. And here's the secret suspense. When your goals are emotionally charged, your brain stops seeing them as sacrifices and starts seeing them as desires worth pursuing. Chapter 7. The Wealth Habits. Macias also emphasizes habits, the small, repeated actions that compound over time. Tracking your expenses weekly, setting up automatic transfers, reading about finance regularly. These are the atomic moves that make a huge difference. Here's where many people give up. They expect wealth to come from one big decision, one lucky investment. But the truth is, wealth grows silently, almost invisibly, through habits. And when you realize that, you stop chasing miracles and start building systems. Chapter 8. Money and Happiness. Now we come to the heart of the book, and maybe the most suspenseful idea yet. Money by itself doesn't guarantee happiness. You've seen it before. Celebrities with millions who end up miserable. Families who inherit wealth but fall apart. Why? Because money is an amplifier. It magnifies who you already are. If you're generous, money makes you more generous. If you're fearful, money makes you more fearful. If you're reckless, money multiplies the recklessness. So the question isn't just how do I make more money, it's who do I want to be when I have money. And remember, the final secret, the one that can actually make you truly happy with money, is still coming. Stay with me. Chapter 9. Community and Sharing. Macias doesn't shy away from the social side of money. She reminds us that wealth is not just individual, it can transform families, communities, and generations. Sharing knowledge, mentoring others, even teaching kids about money creates ripple effects that last far beyond your own bank account. And here's a powerful, suspenseful thought. What if your financial success isn't just for you, but for the countless lives you can touch? Oh, and hey, quick reminder, if you're enjoying this journey, don't forget to subscribe. More deep dives into life-changing books are on the way, and I want you to be part of this community of growth and transformation. The final secret. We've gone through mindset, emergency funds, budgeting, debt, investing, habits, happiness, and community. But here's the final secret Macias leaves us with, and it might surprise you. The ultimate goal of money is not money itself. It's freedom. Freedom to choose how you spend your days. Freedom to walk away from a toxic job or relationship. Freedom to spend time with your family, pursue your passions, or simply breathe without anxiety about bills. And here's the twist. Freedom doesn't come when you hit a certain number in your bank account. It comes when you master your relationship with money. When you stop letting it control you and start using it consciously, strategically, joyfully. That's the final secret. The secret that can truly make you happy. And now, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below telling me, what does financial freedom mean to you? Is it traveling the world? Retiring early? Simply sleeping peacefully at night? Let's share our visions of freedom.